welcome to Panels, Pixels and Pieces. I'm Ricky.
And I'm Adam, and this evening we are joined by our good friend Peter James Maddox, who is going to talk to us about comic books and his creating them of.
Yes, creating them of.
Creating them of.
Pete, how did you first get into comics?
I started reading comics when Star Wars Episode 1 came out. When I started reading the Panini Star Wars comics that would be getting my local newsagents. And then from there, the terrible addiction started when I found the comic shop in
It's an
Swansea.
addiction we understand, really.
Yeah. So it's great. You should read comics. Everyone. It's not an addiction, I swear. That's what I tell my parents.
So Pete, tell us a little bit about your comic book.
I created an all-ages webcomic called The Many Strange Cases of Ghost Jones, set in the fictional town of Gloomshire, fictional British town, where they are besieged by crimes committed by ghosts, and the lead character, Ghost Jones, is a phantom investigator. He's an operative for a place called the Academy, he helps the local police force in a kind of Sherlock Holmes-ish way to help them solve crimes that are too weird for them to deal with conventional policing, and he consistently annoys his partner on the police force, Amelia, and she puts up with him.
Sounds like you and me.
Yeah.
You're Amelia.
They were an inspiration.
Amelia.
Isn't Amelia Ginger?
She is, yeah.
What inspired you to pursue a career in opinion research or comic books?
The comic books inspired the career in opinion research because comics ain't cheap. And comics don't pay yet. They hopefully will one day. And comics, actually doing it as a career, and wanting to do as a career, probably the SCGC has something to do with that, because it was the first time I actually started trying to make comic books for myself, not for school projects or just in my spare time actually trying to make something, was when Pete and Mark invited me to the first meeting of the SCGC, and we're downhill from there.
Well, you've got a panel in issue 2 of Copper Off List.
I do, yeah. It's my claim to fame.
So you'll be on 2 tables when you go to SCGC.
Indeed.
That would make you make you work on 2 days. So, if you could work on any comic book, what would be your dream project?
If it wasn't doing what I'm doing now and creating my own stories, if like working on an established property, my kind of 2 answers would be either getting to draw John Allison's Giant Days, because that is my favourite comic published on a monthly basis. It's funny.
In the comic shop?
It's funny, it's relatable, it's about university students, and it came out at a time where that was still fresh in my mind, and the way he writes those characters is perfect, and being able to illustrate his words would be a dream come true. Or getting to write and draw an Unbeatable Squirrel Girl comic, because it is by far the best thing Marvel publish on a monthly basis. It is clever, again, funny. Funny is a big thing with me in making comics. I like writing funny, I like funny things, I like drawing funny things. Expressions are fun, and Doreen is just such a charming character that being able to write and draw her would be awesome.
What are some of your favourite comic books and creators?
We will judge you harshly here.
As well you should. When I say it's Rob Life, no it's not. Other than Giant Days and Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, which I already mentioned, I'm a big fan of what DC are doing at the moment with Batman. Tom King is by far one of the best mainstream comics writers working today. His work on The Vision was fantastic. It's a Ray Bradbury horror book almost, but with The Vision as a suburb, starting a family in the suburbs, and it goes to some very interesting places, and the art on it by Gabriel Hernandez Walter is awesome, and his work on Doctor Strange is also really, really good.
You read Sheriff of Babylon?
No. That's one of the ones I want to go back and pick up, but on the Tom King thing, his Mr. Miracle work with Mitch Gerrits is awesome, and only halfway through the series now, but it's shaping up to be a very, very well done series. His hyperbolizing of it being his Watchmen, I don't think is that much of a hyperbole, but also anything that is published under the Boombox imprint. Fence is a fantastic book. It's about a boarding school, an all-boys boarding school fencing team. And it's about a kind of down in his luck, lower class character who doesn't know his dad, but thinks his dad is this famous fencer, and he just wants to basically get his approval. And he's got a scholarship to this fencing academy, but he has to join the fencing team to get his scholarship. But his roommate at the boarding school is this top tier fencer from this other school that's transferred, and they don't get along, and funny things happen in the ensuing mayhem. Yeah, I'd say those are some of my favourites at the moment. All time, Watchmen is just up there. It's probably the first comic I read that I could see the craft in, and that really made me want to pursue making my own stuff, because it's not hyperbole when it says probably one of the best superhero comics ever made, best graphic novels. It's had 20-some printings for a reason, because it's that good.
Yeah. There's a stripped down version of it that I get, like the pencils and
yes.
there's essays in it. No, you're right. Moving on to you again then. Where
for other creators, me, I'm important. Talk about me.
Where would you like us to follow you, viewers and the listeners?
I'm Peter James Maggs on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram,
and in real life.
That's my birth given name. And my webcomic, The Many Strange Cases of Ghost Jones, I talked about earlier, you can find it on Tapastic or Webtoons if you search for Ghost Jones, or go to ghostjones.com to find my Tumblr website that is out for it. That's everyone.
And finally, what will you be bringing to SCGC 2018?
I'll be bringing the Many Strange Cases of Ghost Jones, which I've recently printed my 3rd volume, so I'll have that for the first time at the Swansea Con, after debuting the previous 2 volumes there as well. I'll also be bringing some zines that I've made, one of werewolves in casual situations, like going shopping or bowling or menial labour. It's just werewolves doing stuff. It was a fun project, as well as some mini comics and other kind of illustrated memorabilia. It's called memorabilia.
Ooh, comic book crush question. Who would win in a fight between She-Hulk and Power Girl? I haven't been thinking about that one all day at all.
I would say probably She-Hulk. Only because in her current form, she does get, much like the Hulk, stronger the angrier she gets. And
cool glowing scars.
Yeah, which awesome book by Mariko Tamaki, fantastic series. Which it used to be called Hulk, but is now called She-Hulk again.
Yeah.
Because of her current state where she gets stronger when angrier, I think she'd probably be able to beat that Power Girl that probably has an upper limit.
Thank you very much for coming along tonight, Pete. You can follow us on Facebook, the Swansea Comic and Gaming Convention.
On Instagram and Twitter at SCGC 2018.
You can buy tickets from the Gamers Emporium Swansea or the Comic Shop Swansea, or online from scgc.org.uk.
Don't forget to
like, share, subscribe, all of our stuff.